For this kind of entertainment script, it's best to present the dramatic elements as fictional storytelling rather than implying real leaked events or secret recordings are factual. Imagine this for a second. The lights suddenly go dark. Thousands of Michael Jackson fans stop breathing at the exact same moment. Security guards begin whispering into their radios. Cameras swing toward a mysterious backstage entrance. Nobody knows what's happening until one unexpected figure steps into the spotlight. At first, the crowd freezes. Then someone screams. Within seconds, the entire arena erupts into absolute chaos. People aren't looking at a hologram. They aren't watching old footage. They're staring at someone whose movements, smile, and unmistakable presence send shockwaves through every person in the building. Jaafar Jackson wasn't supposed to appear. At least, that's what everyone believed. But according to whispers spreading through the venue, something had been planned in complete secrecy for weeks. Invitations were quietly changed. Security protocols were rewritten. Even several staff members reportedly had no idea who was arriving until the very last minute. And the biggest Michael Jackson fans in the world? They were about to experience something they would never forget. Phones instantly filled the air. Live streams exploded across social media. Within minutes, clips began spreading everywhere as fans desperately tried to convince the internet that what they had just witnessed was real. Some viewers claimed they started crying before Jaafar even spoke. Others insisted they felt chills the moment he recreated one tiny Michael Jackson gesture that nobody expected. Then everything escalated. One emotional fan reportedly collapsed into tears as Jaafar walked directly toward the front row. Another couldn't stop shaking while trying to record the moment. Security rushed forward, unsure whether they were dealing with excitement or complete emotional overload. But that wasn't the moment everyone would spend the next several days talking about. Because hidden somewhere inside the audience was a lifelong Michael Jackson superfan carrying something nobody knew existed. A personal item connected to Michael. Something that hadn't been seen publicly in years. When Jaafar noticed it, witnesses say his entire expression changed. The smile disappeared. He stopped walking. The music faded. For several uncomfortable seconds, nobody moved. Fans immediately began inventing theories online. Was this an unscripted emotional moment? Had someone revealed a family secret? Did Jaafar recognize something that instantly brought back memories no camera was supposed to capture? Within an hour, social media became a battlefield. Some posts called it the greatest tribute ever witnessed. Others insisted there was far more happening behind the scenes than anyone realized. Then came screenshots claiming an insider had leaked private production messages, describing the surprise as the emotional moment nobody is prepared for. Whether those claims were real or simply internet speculation didn't matter anymore. Millions of people were already sharing them. And just when everyone believed the surprise couldn't become even more unbelievable, a backstage video surfaced that appeared to capture what happened after the cameras stopped rolling. That single clip would leave fans questioning everything they thought they had just witnessed. The backstage hallway felt strangely quiet after the surprise appearance, almost as if the building itself needed a moment to recover from what had just happened. Fans outside were still cheering, singing classic Michael Jackson songs, and replaying every second they had managed to capture on their phones. Inside, however, whispers were spreading much faster than applause. Crew members exchanged nervous glances while security quietly escorted a handful of invited guests toward a private reception room. No official announcement explained why. That silence only made the rumors grow louder. Within minutes, social media transformed into complete chaos. Short clips of Jaafar greeting longtime Michael Jackson fans raced across every platform. Some viewers couldn't believe the resemblance in certain expressions and movements. Others focused on the emotional reactions of fans who had waited years for a moment that reminded them of Michael's unforgettable stage presence. Hashtags shot to the top of trending pages as millions debated whether this was simply a heartfelt tribute or the beginning of something much bigger. Then an anonymous entertainment blogger claimed to have spoken with someone who attended the private gathering. The post alleged that Jaafar had asked organizers to keep one very special surprise hidden until the final minutes of the event. No evidence accompanied the claim, but that hardly mattered. Screenshots spread faster than anyone could verify them, and suddenly thousands of fans believed something extraordinary had happened behind closed doors. Inside the reception room, the atmosphere reportedly shifted from celebration to raw emotion. A group of longtime Michael Jackson supporters had been invited to share personal memories of concerts, charity events, and life-changing encounters with the King of Pop. Some carried carefully preserved ticket stubs. Others brought faded photographs that had survived decades inside albums and storage boxes. Every story seemed to remind everyone present that Michael's impact stretched far beyond music. As Jaafar listened, he reportedly remained unusually quiet. Instead of rushing through introductions or posing endlessly for photographs, he took time to hear every memory. One fan described waiting outside a hotel for nearly 12 hours just to wave at Michael for a few seconds. Another recalled how Michael's music helped them through the darkest period of their life. Tears began appearing across the room long before anyone realized how emotional the gathering was becoming. Someone in attendance started recording small moments on a phone. Nothing dramatic at first, just smiles, laughter, hugs, and heartfelt conversations. But online rumors would later transform those ordinary clips into something much more mysterious. Users began claiming the footage contained hidden conversations and shocking discoveries. Others insisted certain portions had been deliberately edited out before the videos reached the internet. Nobody could prove those theories, yet they spread like wildfire. Then came the moment everyone seemed to describe differently. An elderly fan slowly approached Jaafar while holding a carefully wrapped box. Witnesses later offered conflicting accounts of what happened next. Some believed it contained handwritten letters exchanged between devoted fans over the years. Others insisted it held rare memorabilia connected to Michael's legendary performances. Whatever the contents actually were, Jaafar accepted the gift respectfully before pausing for several long seconds. The room fell almost completely silent. Those nearby later remembered seeing genuine emotion cross his face. His smile softened. His eyes stayed fixed on the keepsake, as though reflecting on the legacy his family continues to carry. Cameras captured only fragments of that quiet moment, allowing countless interpretations to flourish online. Within an hour, edited videos began circulating with dramatic captions claiming hidden meanings behind every glance and gesture. Slow-motion replays zoomed in on facial expressions while dramatic music turned ordinary pauses into supposed bombshell revelations. Influencers declared they had uncovered the truth behind Jaafar's reaction, even though each version contradicted the last. The speculation intensified when a fan account posted what it described as private production messages. According to the anonymous upload, organizers wanted the event to remain authentic and avoid revealing every surprise in advance. The screenshots looked convincing enough to fuel endless discussion, but no official source confirmed their authenticity. Even so, millions treated them as undeniable proof that something historic had unfolded behind the scenes. Meanwhile, celebrities who admired Michael Jackson began sharing their own reactions online. Some praised the emotional connection between generations of fans. Others highlighted how powerful it was to see younger audiences discovering Michael's artistry through Jaafar's performance. Entertainment commentators quickly joined the conversation, debating whether moments like these could inspire a whole new generation to revisit Michael's music and legacy. Not everyone agreed. Some critics questioned whether comparing anyone to Michael placed impossible expectations on Jaafar. Others argued that honoring a legend should never become a competition. Those disagreements sparked passionate debates across social media, with supporters and skeptics defending their viewpoints in thousands of comments and reaction videos. The emotional atmosphere reached another level when one lifelong fan shared a heartfelt video describing the experience. Fighting back tears, they explained that meeting Jaafar reminded them not of replacing Michael, but of celebrating memories that had never truly disappeared. The clip resonated with viewers around the world and was reposted countless times within hours. As conversations continued, one final video quietly appeared online. Unlike the polished fan footage, this clip looked unedited. It showed Jaafar briefly stopping in a backstage corridor after everyone believed the event had ended. He seemed to notice something or someone just beyond the camera's view. The recording ended abruptly before revealing what caught his attention. By sunrise, millions were asking the same question: who or what was waiting for him just off camera? The unanswered questions surrounding that final backstage clip became the internet's newest obsession. Frame by frame, fans analyzed every movement, every shadow, every reflection in the hallway. Some insisted another member of the Jackson family had arrived unexpectedly. Others believed Jaafar had simply noticed a longtime fan waiting quietly off camera. With no official explanation, speculation filled the silence, and every theory seemed more dramatic than the last. Entertainment channels rushed to cover the mystery, each claiming to have a different source close to the event. One host declared that organizers had prepared a final surprise, but decided at the last second to keep it private out of respect for the guests. Another suggested that the most emotional moments happened after the cameras stopped rolling. None of these claims were verified, but that didn't stop millions from sharing them as if they were established facts. As the conversation grew louder, new fan-recorded videos surfaced from different angles inside the venue. They didn't reveal a hidden scandal. Instead, they captured something many viewers found surprisingly moving. Jaafar was seen taking extra time with families who had traveled across Europe, posing for photos, signing memorabilia, and listening to stories about how Michael Jackson's music had become part of birthdays, weddings, graduations, and difficult moments in life. Those simple interactions struck an emotional chord that polished stage performances often couldn't. One clip quickly became the center of attention. A young fan nervously handed Jaafar a worn scrapbook filled with newspaper clippings, concert tickets, and handwritten memories collected over nearly 20 years. Rather than flipping through it quickly for the cameras, Jaafar reportedly paused to read several pages. The crowd around him grew unusually quiet. People who had been cheering moments earlier simply watched in silence, as generations of admiration were shared through carefully preserved memories. That silence became one of the most talked about moments online. Fans described it as proof that honoring Michael Jackson's legacy wasn't only about recreating famous performances. It was also about acknowledging the personal connections people had formed with his music over decades. Thousands posted their own stories, creating an unexpected wave of heartfelt tributes instead of arguments. Of course, the internet couldn't remain calm for long. Soon, edited videos with dramatic music began appearing across social media, presenting ordinary backstage moments as mysterious discoveries. Slow-motion zooms highlighted every glance and every smile, while captions promised hidden truths that the footage itself never actually revealed. Some creators insisted there had been a secret announcement. Others claimed security had quietly removed certain guests for reasons nobody understood. Viewers debated endlessly, even though none of the clips confirmed those dramatic interpretations. Meanwhile, entertainment journalists interviewed fans who had attended the event in person. Their stories were remarkably consistent. They spoke about excitement, nostalgia, and genuine emotion rather than explosive confrontations or shocking revelations. Several admitted they had cried simply because the experience reminded them of how deeply Michael's artistry had influenced their lives. That didn't stop rumor accounts from inventing increasingly elaborate narratives. Anonymous posts appeared claiming there were unreleased behind-the-scenes recordings showing conversations that would change everything. No recordings ever materialized, yet the promise alone kept audiences refreshing their feeds hour after hour, hoping the next upload would reveal some astonishing twist. Even celebrities joined the discussion, though their reactions centered on the emotional impact of the event rather than internet speculation. Musicians praised the respect shown to Michael's legacy. Actors shared clips celebrating the fans' heartfelt reactions. Commentators pointed out that few artists continue inspiring such passionate audiences decades after reaching global fame. As media attention intensified, organizers finally addressed one question everyone had been asking. They explained that several moments from the gathering had intentionally remained private because some fans wished to keep their personal conversations off camera. The statement didn't fuel the mystery. It gently reminded everyone that not every meaningful interaction needs to become a viral clip. Ironically, that simple explanation only encouraged more theories. Some online users insisted there had to be more to the story. Others argued that the most powerful moments were probably the quiet ones no camera ever captured. The debate continued without resolution, becoming less about uncovering secrets and more about why Michael Jackson's legacy still inspires such intense emotions across generations. Then, just as the excitement seemed ready to settle, a respected film critic shared an unexpected observation after watching extended footage connected to the upcoming biographical film. Rather than focusing on choreography alone, the critic praised the subtle expressions, small gestures, and quiet moments that made Jaafar's performance feel deeply human. That perspective shifted the conversation again. Fans began comparing favorite scenes, discussing details that reminded them of Michael's warmth, humility, and unmistakable stage presence. For a brief moment, the endless speculation gave way to appreciation. But the calm wouldn't last. Late that evening, organizers announced that a previously unseen behind-the-scenes feature would soon be released, promising never-before-shared moments from the celebration. They revealed almost nothing else, leaving audiences with a single teaser image, Jaafar standing beside several lifelong Michael Jackson fans, all smiling through tears as they looked toward something just outside the frame. Whatever had captured everyone's attention in that instant remained hidden. And that unanswered question became the newest countdown every fan was waiting to see resolved. In the days that followed, anticipation reached an entirely new level. Fans weren't just waiting for another clip, they were hoping to relive the emotions that had united thousands of people in one unforgettable celebration. Countdown posts flooded social media as people speculated about what the promised behind-the-scenes feature might reveal. Every hour brought fresh theories, edited compilations, and reaction videos, each more dramatic than the last. When the feature finally premiered, viewers quickly realized it wasn't built around shocking scandals or impossible revelations. Instead, it focused on something far more powerful: the connection between generations of fans and the lasting influence of Michael Jackson's artistry. Cameras followed longtime supporters as they shared stories of concerts, cherished memories, and the ways his music had become part of their lives. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. The previously hidden footage showed Jaafar quietly entering a room where a small group of lifelong Michael Jackson fans had gathered. For several seconds, nobody spoke. Some fans smiled through tears. Others covered their mouths in disbelief. One simply shook their head, unable to find the words. Rather than rushing through greetings, Jaafar reportedly took time to listen. One fan described how Michael's music had helped them through personal hardships. Another explained that attending this gathering fulfilled a dream they had carried for decades. The atmosphere was emotional but deeply respectful, centered on gratitude rather than spectacle. The cameras lingered on small moments, shared laughter, heartfelt hugs, photographs, and conversations about the memories people had carried with them for years. Viewers online praised those quiet interactions, saying they captured the spirit of the occasion far better than any viral headline ever could. As clips spread across the internet, fans revisited classic Michael Jackson performances, discussing the details that had inspired generations of entertainers. Many commented on the subtle expressions and movements Jaafar brought to his portrayal, emphasizing that audiences were responding to the care and dedication behind the performance rather than expecting anyone to replace a legend. Entertainment commentators echoed similar sentiments. They noted that tributes often resonate most when they celebrate an artist's legacy while allowing a new performer to bring their own perspective. The discussion gradually shifted away from sensational rumors and toward appreciation for the enduring impact of Michael Jackson's music and the emotional bond it continues to create among fans worldwide. That didn't stop social media from generating new waves of excitement. Trending hashtags celebrated favorite memories, shared personal stories, and highlighted emotional reactions from the gathering. Fans uploaded videos of themselves revisiting old concert footage, displaying treasured memorabilia, and introducing younger family members to Michael's music for the first time. The ripple effect extended beyond the event itself. Music stores reported renewed interest in Michael Jackson's catalog. Streaming playlists climbed in popularity as longtime listeners and first-time audiences explored the songs that had inspired so many heartfelt stories. Conversations online became less about chasing hidden secrets and more about celebrating an extraordinary legacy. Several public figures also reflected on the event, praising the fans whose dedication had kept Michael's influence alive across generations. Rather than focusing on controversy, they highlighted the importance of preserving music history and recognizing the emotional connections that artists create with their audiences. By the end of the week, what had started as a surprise appearance had evolved into something much larger, a reminder that the memories attached to great music can endure for decades. Fans who attended described the experience not as the end of a story, but as another chapter in a legacy they continue to cherish. One attendee summed it up simply: the most unforgettable part wasn't a dramatic reveal or a viral moment. It was seeing people from different countries, different ages, and different backgrounds united by the same songs and the same memories. Long after the cameras stopped rolling, those conversations continued. Families shared stories. Friends revisited favorite performances together. New listeners discovered music that had shaped generations before them. In many ways, that lasting connection became the true surprise of the event. And perhaps that's why the celebration resonated so widely. It wasn't because it promised impossible secrets. It was because it reminded people that remarkable artists leave behind more than performances. They leave behind moments that continue to inspire long after the curtain falls. For those who witnessed the gathering in person, the memories will likely remain unforgettable. For everyone who followed along online, it became another opportunity to celebrate the music, the artistry, and the community that Michael Jackson built over a lifetime. The headlines may eventually fade, the trending topics will change, and new stories will take over the internet. But for countless fans, that unexpected meeting served as a heartfelt reminder that some legacies aren't measured by viral clips or dramatic rumors. They're measured by the people whose lives they continue to touch year after year. If this story reminded you why Michael Jackson's legacy continues to inspire millions around the world, don't let the conversation end here. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Which moment from Jaafar's surprise appearance stood out to you the most? Was it the emotional fan reactions, the heartfelt stories that were shared, or the quiet moments that showed just how powerful music can be across generations? If you enjoyed this video, take a second to hit the like button. It really helps more music fans discover our channel and lets us know you want to see more in-depth stories celebrating legendary artists and the people who keep their memories alive. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next upload. We bring you the latest entertainment stories, behind-the-scenes features, fan reactions, and thoughtful discussions about the biggest names in music and pop culture. Whether it's a new development surrounding iconic performers, exclusive event coverage, or a look back at unforgettable moments in entertainment history, you'll be the first to know when a new video drops. And if you know someone who has been a Michael Jackson fan for years, or someone who's just discovering his music, share this video with them. You never know which story or memory might spark a meaningful conversation. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this incredible community, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep the music alive, keep celebrating the artists who bring people together, and take care.